Welcome, everyone. I would like to say, I hope everyone's having a good night. We don't normally get to say that on this show. In this show, you guys, is the Doctor's Orders on the Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff YouTube channel. We are on episode 46 of Never Missing and having what we call long-form transparency discussion, where you get to know everything that's going on with this company, with the owners, with just life in general. It's a really, really enjoyable time. And if you guys could, on your way in, real quick, hit a thumbs up. If you want to share this, I guarantee there's some people that might really enjoy what we have going on right now, and they just don't know about it. That could be very beneficial. And we got a little couple surprises during the show today that you may have seen in the description, or maybe a link here or there. So stay tuned, and I'll talk all about that. But first, I got to introduce over here. Slightly different time today, slightly different location, and we'll go over that. But this gentleman is the doctor himself, the man, the myth, the legend, the tatted up, and we're gonna have to do a tattoo stream one time and dedicate it, because you got some amazing stories on on tattoos, and we'll get into all that. But dude, this is Nick Phelps.
Come in.
Yeah, aka Dr. Nick himself. If you guys are new here, you get the pleasure of getting to know him. Nick, Tuesday night, how are you doing?
Dude, it's awesome. This is kind of a cool, it's a cool shift, different, obviously different surroundings. I made it home. It was a crazy day. I was traveling around a bit and I felt like not leaving again. So here I am. We're rocking the home studio. You know what's funny is I went back to watch an old live stream where I was here to make sure it looked okay and sounded okay, and it did. So I was like, I'm staying. So
yes,
here I am, feeling great, doing good.
So this is your home office. This is where we first met on a video call 2 years ago. Yep. And what is the other location where, let's say, people tune in next Tuesday or future Tuesdays, when we're normally live at 1 p.m. Eastern? We will always give you guys updates on the Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff Instagram and Facebook. Consider checking those out if you're not already. But where would be the other location, if you want to explain that?
Yeah, normal location for Doctor's Orders is the studio at the shop. So we have everything that we do kind of happens in one big commercial building that you got to come and visit a couple weeks ago. I see Dan B in the chat. He was just over there last week and got to check out the studio. And he got a little preview of a little piece of media that's going to be dropping that you also got a preview of. So he got to check out a little sneak peek. But normally, yes, it's there. We have a cool studio setup. Looks, if you watch some of our old streams, you'll see it on there. It looks more like, I don't know, what you'd probably see on a live stream, because that's where I do most of our live stream work. But I figure this is comfy, it's good, it's intimate. Look at this, we got the warm lighting going on here. I feel like we're having an after dinner cocktail hanging out here in the evening. It's nice.
Yes. And
even though I'm drinking water because it's Tuesday, but whatever.
Same. Cheers. As I mentioned, we have lots of different topics, and I'm the co-host here. I kind of guide and I lead, but we want the chat, the community to get involved. I want to kind of set up Nick to be able to show other sides of him, other sides of the company, for you guys to get to know them. Some topics that we've recently covered have been things like coffee. Had a whole stream dedicated to coffee. We've also had a stream dedicated to budgeting. We had a stream dedicated to cybersecurity, because Nick is a literal expert, and that's what he does in his field of work outside of all this. But we also do new product releases. We also talk about how they make sense, the ingredients that go into their products, and everything you can imagine about this company specifically. Today is going to be a recap of some new products that have come out in the last month and a half or so. And so we're going to be telling you guys about these products. And one thing that I would really love is to hear your feedback from the chat, because they have been out for a little bit and a lot of you have tried them, and you'll be able to share whatever perspective you would like. And let's get a little bit crazy. And at the end, we're going to do a couple of giveaways. So, and I will say, all credit to Nick on this one. He wanted to do the giveaways, and he was like, let's not post it. He said, I like when we do not post it. I like when it's just the people in the stream that are here for the stream that get rewarded. We could have blasted it out and put all these big things. And I'm definitely guilty of that. I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that's bad. But Nick was like, I just want to give back to the people that actually like to be here. So, Nick, I'm pretty excited for those giveaways tonight.
Heck yeah, me too, man. Those are going to be good ones. And that's exactly right. I mean, it is one of those things. It's like you kind of just want to once in a while not have people show up if that's why they're going to show up is for a giveaway, kind of just hang out with people here. Not to say we don't do that, like you said, right? We always want to bring new people into the group and all
Exactly.
that, but once in a while we're going to do something that's just for you guys. Especially, I was thinking about it, we shifted the time on you. Everyone still made the time to show up and be here and hang out with us at 9 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. So it's our little way of saying thanks.
Exactly. So another thing that we kind of do here is we just check in on life and then what's been going on and any interesting stories or anything like that. So Nick, in the last week or so, because last week we talked a lot about us hanging out and being able to see the lab, being able to hang out with Nick and Jill and them getting to know Sam and Violet and Maddox and Jax. But what about the last week or so? How's everything been for you guys?
Oh man, it's been good. We got to kind of get some stuff done this weekend, which was kind of cool. And then Sunday we were for once completely lazy. We went to a movie. It was rainy, it was stormy outside. So we hung out at home and got a bunch of stuff done here. Went out and watched a 3-hour long movie. It was Jack's first Mission Impossible movie in a theater.
And what do you
So
think?
he loved it. He's 10 and it's Mission Impossible and it was 3 hours long and he got to have a giant soda and a thing of popcorn. So he was pumped,
The
so,
best. That's
yeah,
the
it was
experience
a
right there.
recipe for it was a recipe for a good rainy day for sure.
That's perfect.
It's been good. It's been busy. It's been a busy week. So we might as well, this is a good time to talk about it actually. So next week we have 2 trips coming up. And we're kind of prepping for a lot of that stuff. And the one next week, it's going to be the first time ever that we have a shipping freeze. So we're going to post it on the website. We'll get the details out, but we have 2 trips coming up. The first one, the week that we're gone, there's not going to be any shipments from Monday to Friday, which is the first for us ever. And then the next one, it's going to be shipping as normal because if Chris W is here in the chat, Mr. Wilson, he's going to be manning the fort for us while we're gone and handling everybody's orders while we're gone.
Cool.
And that's going to be in August. So we'll post those dates and we'll post the little shipping kind of alert blackout date. And we'll be shipping just everything before that up to the last minute that we leave and then getting everything that comes in while we're gone when we get back.
Very cool. So yeah, the plan is to be live next week as the normal time. If we make adjustments, we'll let you guys know. And Nick and Jill will be coming to us from a remote location. And the topic next week is going to be summer travel planning, just talking about traveling in the summer and getting your guys' feedback, getting your perspective, getting your stories. And I just want to hear from Nick and Jill about the trip. So that's going to be next week. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a good one. And what a good time to talk about travel stuff. We got to talk about that kid that just got banned for 3 years by American Airlines for using the skip lagged tactic of booking flights and saving money. And
I don't know this.
Oh God, we'll talk about it next week. But there's a site called Skip Lag. It lets you do this thing called you book ghost legs of flights. Like say if you're going from, I don't know, New York to Atlanta, but it's cheaper to go from Boston to Atlanta, but it happens to connect through New York. They'll find that and they'll book you on just the second leg of the flight and you don't show up for the first leg of the flight.
Okay.
So the airline, you know what I mean? So the airlines don't like it. And some of them are now putting it in their rules, but it should, they should have transparent pricing or allow you to game their system of non-transparent pricing my book. But we'll definitely talk about that next week because it's some cool news out there about that. And it's a cool topic because why not talk about how to get cheap flights?
Sounds good. And this is your kind of person. We've had discussions about people like this, but Tim says he's local. And he said, if you ever need any help, he'd be down, no pay necessary. And when I say that's Nick's kind of person, I'm not saying he doesn't like he likes people that he doesn't have to pay. That's not what I'm saying. Essentially, what Nick and I have talked about many times is finding people that want to be on your team so bad, they just want to get involved and they know things will come down the road if they do that, but just working together, just helping out, just putting yourself out there. If I know Nick, which I do very well, that's a trait that he highly respects and values.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's how I ended up in a lot of places that ended up being really, really good in the long run is just doing exactly that to get there. So that's awesome. I mean, Tim, shoot us an email, man. We're always looking to figure out how this team's going to expand and who's local to do it and who isn't too busy to help out. That's the big thing, right? We have a lot of people who are willing to help, but everyone's busy, We got a bunch of movers and shakers in this group. Just
Yeah,
customer service at drnix.com.
there
Be
you
the
go.
best way to get
And
it. Or you can fill out the form on the website too and just enter a message there. It goes to the same place.
perfect. And it is listed on the bottom of the website, guys. If you ever forget, which I have done from time to time, you go to the Dr. Nick's page, scroll to the very bottom. You can copy and paste it. It's right on there. And again, yeah, guys, please feel free to hit that thumbs up. And we do probably have several new viewers to this stream
Mm.
today, which is awesome. And so my buddy Walter, who is not far from you, New England boy as well. He is amazing friend of mine. And he says, what is everyone's favorite scent from Dr. Nick's? Haven't got to try them yet.
Oh
Walter, you
man.
know me. Walter knows me personally, like in person. I cannot and most of you know this already, but I cannot recommend this company enough, you guys. If you're like, hey, should I try this or not? Normally I'm like, hey, personal preference, yes, do yourself a favor and try Dr. Nick's.
Dude.
Please. There's a true statement with this company. Experience the Dr. Nick's difference. And that's from the customer service. That's from the ownership. That's from the products itself, the scent, the feel, everything. Give them a try. It really makes all the difference in the world. And I would love for anybody that did not answer in the chat, go ahead and drop an answer for what is your favorite scent. And shout out to people like Devin S. He just said, just subbed. Hola, Dan, Nick, Dan in chat. Love that. So I'll answer and then I'll kick it over to you, Nick. And then again, people in the chat, drop your answers. My top, I'm going to go top 3, and then I'll narrow it down to if I only could keep one for the rest of my life. My top 3 are IPA. And Walter, I saw you ask, does IPA smell like a beer? No, I don't drink beer. I don't like the smell of beer. No, it smells like the essence, the flavor notes of an IPA. IPA, Yule Tree, and number 7. Those are my top 3 by far. If I could only have one for the rest of my life, it's IPA.
Mm.
And that's
won the top spot now, huh?
That's very difficult for me to say, you guys. Very difficult for me to say, but it is. I've used them all. Many bottles. Many bottles. It is 100% IPA.
The very first beer to oil I ever made is your favorite.
Yes.
I love it.
And it's one of my
awesome. It's like
not
the
just from
origin
this
story
company.
in a bottle.
Yeah, it's not just this company. It's one of my favorites of all time in the history of beard products, literally.
Oh man, that's awesome to hear. I mean, it's literally for me right now. It's between Yule Tree and IPA. It has to be, and it's got to be between those two. And I can never decide. I never can. I guess IPA is because it's the first one we ever made, right? So I guess that kind of always holds the top spot for me. But man, Yule Tree, I've been back and forth like crazy.
Yule Tree's so good. Yule Tree
is the key lime lately.
Have you? Yeah, I like the key lime. It's just hard to penetrate that barrier of those top 3. It is so dang good.
Yeah, they're the ones I'm reaching for more than anything. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Except absolutely. For this empty peppermint bark right here. I guess that's a sign of that one.
And guys, I'm going to need your feedback on some of these new products. I see some of your comments, but hopefully you guys will be able to circle back and help me out on some feedback as well. And I will put a link in the chat, you guys, for the giveaways tonight. We're going to do those one at about probably halfway through and then one at the end. So stay tuned for them. But Nick, you ready to jump into the new products and then we can kind of segue from there?
Yeah, man. Absolutely. What do you want to start with? We starting with Christmas in July. We starting with the other 2. What are we doing?
Yeah. I got you. I got a little presentation prepared first, and we'll kind of go over these things together. And it may or may not be a little preview of the giveaway bundles that are going down today. And by the way, guys, you got to go back and check some of these other streams. You'll get to know, be like, oh, wow, Nick seems like a really nice gentleman stuff. And it's like, okay, but he likes really hard rock, like actual, like real metal and like does things like a lot of e-vehicles and like just super interesting human. So trust me, go back or continue to watch, and I'm sure all that stuff will come out as well. So Dr. Nick's Amazing Man stuff, new products. These are all within the last month or so. And let's check out what's going on here. So we're going to start with the straight up new. The next slide is going to be seasonal items that are here for Christmas and July. These 2 featured items right now are new, like brand new, launched on the market. Let's go ahead and start with key lime pie. I'm going to set you up, and then Nick, you'll go from there with my no look pass.
Oh
So
yeah.
key lime pie is the scent profile is key lime and vanilla. Now, if you're someone that's like me and you're worried about food scents, this is not a dessert scent to me. And I'll explain. What I mean by that is it is not a Yankee candle that is some terrible fragrance oil that smells way too sweet, way too fake, smells like cough syrup or medicine. It's none of those. It's a zesty, fresh lime. It is a really, really calm vanilla that brings some sweetness into it. And it's wonderful. And by the way, guys, and great question, Jason. I'll hit that in just a second here. By the way, this company is 100% natural, including the scent profiles, all essential oils. That's rare to find, but it's all essential oils. With that said, it's not the strongest scents in the world. It's not the longest lasting scents in the world. And that is exactly my preference. It is exactly what I love, and hopefully many of you do as well. And Jason, to answer your question, Yule Tree and Peppermint Bark are available until the end of July. Once the calendar moves on from July, they will not be back until likely December time, until the winter there. So, Nick, give your take on key lime pie, and then I think we'd mentioned Chris and different Chris, but if we mention Chris B, kind of go over the story behind this.
Yeah. So crispy. Yeah. I mean, key lime pie. You already said it, right? Key lime and vanilla, and you hit the nail on the head with the description. I mean, it's a natural lime zest. It's a real nice, calm vanilla. Lots of vanillin content too. So if you're into that sort of thing, there's plenty of vanilla content in the blend. And yeah, and it's a really cool story. So Chris B, who I think I've seen in the chat tonight, I'm not sure, is was the inspiration for this, and more than the inspiration. I mean, he came up with exactly what he was after for a scent profile, and he told us that he wanted to kind of. He said what would be cool is if we could make a beard oil that smelled like key lime pie. He's like, it's really special to me and my wife. You know, we had it at at an anniversary party or a wedding. It was next to the beach. They had key lime pie, and it was just a really cool story. So we, Jill whipped up a sample of it, sent it down to him, and he loved it. So we decided to test it out. We kind of circulated it around with people, and everyone loved it. So we said, we've been kind of looking to get away from just doing numbered scents, and we might kind of move to some cool descriptions and some names, and we're kind of kicking some things around. It was a good time to slip something new in. So we just decided to make it a permanent scent. I mean, everyone loved it, and it smells fantastic, and we love it. And so Chris helped make a permanent staple product, and it's been really, really, really well received. We have had a lot of people, to your point, Dan, reach out and say, I want to try key lime pie so bad, but I just can't get past the name. I don't want something that's graham crackery or sweet or cookie scents in my beard. And so the key lime pie name may do it a bit of a disservice because it's not that a dessert scent. It's not like a vape shop scent. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's not. It's natural. It's fresh. I don't like dessert scents at all. Never have. Never likely will. This is so dang good. It's zesty lime peel with a nice smooth vanilla and then some hidden surprises in the background.
I mean, that's literally it. I mean, it's clean, it's crisp, it's good. And Jay Steve, I mean, that's awesome to hear, man. We hear that from people a lot. We hear people saying that, and Dan's one of them. He's of the opinion there's lots of oils Dan likes, there's lots of stuff in his rotation, but when he wants his beard to just look good and style easily, he reaches for our stuff. And we hear it from a lot of people. And I don't know if it's just the ratio. I don't know if it's something to do with a couple ingredients in there that aren't really out there in other oils, which are more skin oils, but maybe it does do something for the styling of the hair, relaxing of the follicle. I don't know, but I would agree, man. Our blend is a great styling blend.
Yep, absolutely. The last like 3 or 4 big events that I've had, from judging beard competitions to literally speaking in front of like 400 business owners and stuff, I went with Dr. Nick's oil. I could use anything I wanted in the world, but I needed my beard to look good first and foremost, and that's what I went with. Yep. And Jason says key lime pie is an awesome scent. Now, here's a great question by G Squared. Full disclosure, I'm like someone who has to ask if IPA smells like beer because they don't actually want it. He said he doesn't like key lime pie. I don't either, at all, at all. The food, not in any way. And he said, but do you think I would like this? G Squared, I know you pretty well by now, my friend. I do. I do think that you would like this one.
I think so too, based on some of the stuff that we've gone back and forth about. I think you'd like key lime pie, the oil. Yeah, but I can't speak for the dessert. I happen to like key lime pie, the dessert, even though I can't really eat it unless I'm planning on taking a nap afterwards. But this is just, I know you like citrusy stuff, and this is
Yep.
very much. And someone just asked if we would say, Ruben, he said, would we say that it's kind of like number 7, but in a sweeter way? So yeah, so imagine if you took like number 7 and you had more of the lime notes in it and you added some vanilla to it, right? You could kind of start to get on that spectrum, I think, right? It's very much more lime forward though than number 7 is.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
7 has a lot more going on.
And yeah, and a kind of key lime shift here too to show you guys. We're going to come back to the other one. Don't worry.
Yep.
This is actually a scent that they have had on a different product, and this is the beard sanitizer. So again,
Yep.
I'll kind of shoot my shot of a explanation right here, and then kind of let you pick back on that, but also cover the scent and how this came along. Essentially, this was during the pandemic time. And Nick wanted to develop something for himself to begin about getting off airplanes, wearing a mask, and wanted his beard to be sanitized afterwards, but also kind of feel better, smell better after wearing that mask the whole time. So he developed this beard sanitizer that is alcohol free. I don't know if it's still to this day the true statement, but at one point they were the only alcohol free beard sanitizer on the internet. Now, if you search alcohol-free beard sanitizer, there's a very high likelihood that Dr. Nick's is going to come up first. Now, the key ingredient in this is the hypochloric acid, which is used to clean like cutting boards in kitchens, in like actual restaurants, because it's all natural. It is safe. It's also used in the fogger machines that they do hospital rooms with, that they do classrooms with. And essentially what it's meant to do is if you ever feel like you're in a situation where it's just a little bit too germy for you, a little bit too close, whether it's a concert or an airplane, whatever it may be, you can take this, get a couple of sprays on it. And Jill was the one who really worked on the ratios and the ingredients and developed it based on what was the product equivalent that she started with? A skin. Nick, do you remember here what Jill a skin toner, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was exactly that. It was very much styled after a facial toner.
Yeah, facial toner. So that is what this is here. Now, is this something that's heavily in my rotation? No, I haven't used it in probably 2 years, but I don't kind of live that lifestyle. I'm not in a spot where I have a lot of germs and situations, but I do know that Nick really likes it, and he likes even what it does for his beard. So, Nick, what's your take on this beard sanitizer? And then if you could touch on the key lime scent that you developed literally years ago before this new oil.
Yeah, you know what's crazy too is the reason this the beard sanitizer smells like key lime. There's no vanilla in it, right? There's actually there's the interaction of the hypochlorous acid with the lime naturally created this key lime scent. And
Wow.
that's all I could smell when I sprayed it, so that's what we called it.
Okay.
But
I didn't
it
know
was,
that.
yeah, it was this it was an interesting thing because the hypochlorous acid, it's really picky about what you can scent with it. It doesn't work with everything. You can't just do any scent. That's why we have the blood orange, we have the key lime. We got 2 that were stable and worked. But I mean, it eats things, it changes the way things smell like crazy. So hypochlorous acids, it's made from electricity and water though. It's a natural process. Your body creates hypochlorous acid technically as a byproduct of your white blood cells. It's a part of your immune system. And that's why it's safe in restaurants and food applications, things like that around your face. That's why it's safe for a beard spray. It's safe for your face, and your eyes and ears and nose. And so, it's cool stuff. And if you search for alcohol-free beard sanitizer, like you said, it is the first organic link on Google. Others are paying somehow for the, interestingly enough, for those links, but they are all
Target.
alcohol. Yeah, they're all alcohol-based sprays. But $0 on the ads for us. There is no ad for it. It's just the first one. And there's a couple of neat things about it, right? Like the vegetable glycerin in it, and the an interesting one in there called polysodium mulse D9. It's a natural byproduct from plants. It's from it's I forget exactly what creates it as part of the plant process, but they're all natural ingredients. Some of the things in there sound like chemicals. They're literally all plant byproducts. It's technically a vegan product. And
Wow.
so, yeah, it's interesting stuff. And it kills germs, spores, mildew, mold, bacteria, viruses, germs. It's like a full spectrum sanitizer. And so it's nice because it'll sanitize your beard if you're in a messy environment, or it's something that's dirty, gross around crowds, concerts, whatever. But it also adds some on-demand moisture, but it doesn't use oil to do it, right? It kind of takes the moisture from the hypochlorous acid and the other water that's just natively part of it, and it just locks it into your hair. And it actually, if you use it before you go get somewhere that's dirty, around like sawdust or gypsum or drywall dust, the little bit of vegetable glycerin I find acts like a bit of a barrier, so it doesn't stick to your hair as much. You can just kind of brush through stuff and things dust out of it much easier.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's some cool little side benefits to this one too. It's a freak show of a product. No one else has. I don't think anyone feels like trying to do it, because they kind of look at it. They're like, okay, yeah, I guess those guys got that covered, because I haven't
Right.
seen anyone else really tackle it. But we'll take it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. And Walter, seems like you're formulating your first order here. How's the face wash? I've been on record of saying this many times. I'm not just saying this tonight. I've even said it on other companies' streams that have been sponsored. The only face wash that I use is Dr. Nick's. It's every day. For the most part, I use it 6 days a week. And then on the seventh day, I use a scrub that's from another company, an activated charcoal scrub, and that has a little grit in it and can kind of get in there. And we have had some talks of Dr. Nick's developing their own in the future, so that would be
Mhm.
amazing. But Walter,
Oh, yeah.
literally, this beauty, this complexion is because I use that every single day. Other than it's essentially like my equivalent of a daily gentle beard wash, but it's a daily gentle face wash. And then I do
Yeah.
more of like a stripping, kind of exfoliating and cleansing wash on Sundays. It would be the one exception.
You know what's funny, man, is like the most common feedback I get about the face wash from people who have used it for like a little bit amount of time. I'll I'll ask them, because if they're people I know in person, I'll remember and I'll say, "Ooh, what'd you think of that face wash?" And they're like, "Okay, listen, face wash should not be this big of a deal." So I
Right.
wasn't even going to bring it up.
Yeah.
Like,
You feel weird talking about it.
yeah, like it literally is a game changer, and it shouldn't be that much of a game changer.
Right.
It just goes to show how neglected men's face wash products have left us for so long.
So funny. And
Oh,
Jason
dude,
Esser,
yeah.
I have started your question. We will come back to that, I promise. And then in here, look at Leo. You may be onto something for the scent. Dan doesn't like beer, but likes IPA. Dan doesn't like dessert, but likes key lime pie. Dan doesn't drink coffee. Maybe onto something there.
Mhm.
Salads? I don't know about that one, but I do not like
Ooh.
coffee. But there may be a scent in the work right now, Mr. Leo. Could be.
I mean, imagine how excited Sam would be if your beard smelled like coffee.
Oh, yeah. She is passionate.
That'd
That
take
is
a
for sure.
whole new level.
Yep, that is for sure.
You guys
Jason,
would need like 3 date nights that week.
yeah, right. No, oh, hey, calm down, man. Hey. Jason says he uses the face wash every day as well. And JT Steve says the face wash will be life changing. I don't know how to say it and sound like yeah, but it really, and that JT Steve, thank you. Me and this man are very similar in the way we think and talk. It is. I agree. Like, again, people always want to make
Yeah.
accusations about me and say things like, why is he pushing this so much? Why is he doing this? I don't know any other way to say the truth than by saying the truth. Like, that's it. And it's exactly, this is a beautifully said thing. The face wash will be life changing. I don't know how to say it and sound like yeah, but it really, like, yes, it is the best face
Yeah.
wash I have ever used. If I need my beard to style well, this is what I use. The wash is amazing. The conditioner is amazing. The people behind it's amazing. I don't know how to say the truth in any other way than like almost like apprehensively being like, yeah, it really is that amazing. It just is. There's no incentive for me to say great things about this company over any other affiliate of mine. It's just true. It's
And
just
there's
true.
stuff of ours, you don't use. I mean,
Right.
there's stuff that like we have balm sticks. You're not a balm guy. See, it's
Nope.
not like you're up here saying like, oh, it's the best balm in the world because you
Right.
said, hey, I've heard people like it, but I don't use it.
Right. And the same with the sanitizer. I haven't
Yeah,
used that in years. Like it's
don't
just
really
not on
use it.
my radar. Right. Number 21 is a scent that's not for me. And that's okay. That's fine. So yeah, it's yeah, definitely, definitely I feel you on that one, JT Steve. There's definitely a lot to that. And Caden, we are live, man. Different time today, same stream, but yeah, just a little bit different time.
Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And okay, so let's continue on the products, and then we
All
will
right,
do a giveaway on Nick. What do you say? Why don't we give away both of these in a bundle package?
let's do it. I
Heck
mean,
yeah.
it's already, you know what? It's already on the screen.
Yep.
And that way you don't have to make another slide, right?
Oh,
I mean,
that's seems like it was planned that way. That's crazy.
it is.
That's
Work smarter, not harder. That's
Now,
what it's
the
about.
second product, you guys. This is the Growth Stimulator Oil. Now, this is an oil that was developed based on research to help wake up dormant hair follicles. This is not magic. It is not guaranteed. It is not a promise, but there's a chance if you have areas where there are not a lot of visible hairs that it could be a situation where you have hairs that are under the surface that just don't want to grow. That they're there. They're pliable. They're actually can grow. They're just not coming out for whatever the reason is. They're shy, let's say.
In
This has a
clinical
chance.
trials, it's
Yeah.
worked much better than nothing.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
we have evidence on a lot of these things. Now, Nick, go ahead. I'm gonna break down the scent real quick. The scent, which is based on the properties of the essential oils, not for the scent, which the scent is freaking fantastic, but it's peppermint essential oil and rosemary essential oil.
Mhm.
So fresh, so invigorating. Love it. Now, Nick, break down the ingredients real quickly for us here. Maybe talk about the viscosity, maybe give any other additional points like the color, and you know where I'm going with that
Oh, yeah.
on this growth oil.
Yeah, so this is it's a unique one. You know, like most stuff you'll see from us, we try to do things, we don't want to just duplicate what other people have done. So we always try to do something a little different. Not for the sake of not doing things that work because they're not different, right? We think, if there's room for improvement, you might as well find it. Incremental improvement's good. And Jill came up with this blend, the base blend. Let's talk about the oil carrier blend in this first, and then we'll talk about the essential oils. It's burity oil, rice bran oil, and castor oil. And the burity oil is some really unique stuff. It's what gives it this crazy color. Like, look at that compared to like the key lime pie we just talked about.
Wow.
It's drastic. And so it's not like we just took our carrier blend and stuck rosemary and peppermint in it. We wanted to do things that were going to be beneficial for the skin and also beneficial for the application, right? Because if you look, I mean, our oil is a medium light viscosity oil, right? You see this stuff, it's nice and thin. It absorbs instantaneously. It's highly absorbing, not greasy, which is what myself and a lot of people really, really like about it. This being a nighttime treatment, it's not something you're going to use instead of a beard oil that day, right? This is a nighttime spot treatment for the areas that you'd like to get filled in. And if you see the consistency here, it's kind of tough to tell, obviously, but you can see it's not nearly as thin as our normal carrier. It's much thicker. So when you put this on, it bonds to your skin really well, which if you're trying to wake up hair follicles, those are in your skin, right? So you might as well get an oil that's going to deliver anything that could be used as an active ingredient as quick to that, as close to that follicle as you can, and hold it there as long as possible. So the castor oil helps lock it in. The beardy oil is super high in beta carotene, which is why it's orange, right? Like a carrot, like beta carotene. Think about your mom telling you to eat your vegetables. It converts into vitamin A and it's good for your skin and your eyes. Wouldn't put this in your eyes, but it's great for your skin. It's good for your hair follicles, and anything else you can do to help waken up that skin, wake up the hair follicle is a good thing. And then you have the rosemary and the peppermint. which, like Dan said, there's been lots of studies over the years. Other countries and cultures have used this for centuries and centuries for hair, hair growth. It's been a natural remedy for a long, long time. And so we're not inventing anything there. We're piggybacking on things that have worked for other people for a long time. And there's some good science behind it. So that's kind of the logic that Jill came up with here. That was develop a carrier first that even without the rosemary and peppermint could be beneficial for healthy hair growth. And then when you're conditioning the skin and delivering all those nutrients, converting all that vitamin A on the surface of your skin, why not put some good essential oils in there that have been shown to also help grow hair? So it actually is kind of a 1-2 punch. You're getting the essential oil benefit of the hair growth ingredients, but you're also getting a really targeted carrier oil blend that's very much designed from the ground up to help the skin grow hair.
Yes, beautiful. All right, rapid fire. I'm going to put up some comments, read them. I also have some questions, and I got these ones here. So first one is Ruben says, the Grow Stim oil smells awesome. Love it. Donald said, I've been using the Grow Stim for 3 weeks. I see changes in my cheek line and my mustache, but nothing in my soul patch. Smells awesome, and no orange on the pillow or clothes. Love that.
Beautiful. Hey,
Yep.
that's awesome feedback because people need to hear that. That was a
Yeah.
concern.
Yep, absolutely. And keep the honest feedback coming. It's like, say, hey, I noticed that my cheeks and my mustache, but not my soul patch. The soul patch is the toughest area because that is almost always that is a natural growth pattern rather
Mhm.
than dormant hair follicles.
It
So
could be.
chances of filling in your cheeks, chances of filling in your mustache or spots or patches, much better than the soul patch, but it is possible still. It is possible. So great feedback. Dan B says the same thing. He used it for 3 weeks and he says the results are, you saw them for yourself. And then if you're on the fence,
Did.
do it. It's worth it.
You know what? And his barber noticed the difference.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. I didn't know
He
that.
Yeah, he went to go get lined up and kind of he's working on kind of bringing the shape out a little differently with the with the the edges
Wow.
and on his neck, and his barber was even noticing it's pushing past the hairline that was there last time he saw him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And Jake said, it is good. Got a sample of it. Color wasn't an issue at all, and it soaked right in. More
Nice.
great feedback. Yep.
That's
And
killer.
Ruben says, I use the Grow Stim every night before bed, never had any issues. And I do agree entirely on this one that at night is the recommended way. You can use it anytime, any way you want, but at night is a really good, effective way for it to work. On the flip side, here's G squared. He said, for me, it worked wonderfully as a day oil. He is someone that likes a thicker viscosity oil.
Yep.
So if you're someone that wants to switch up blends, or if you're someone that likes a thick blend as a styling normal oil, hey, this could be it.
Yeah, I mean, look at that beast of a beard though. Like no
Right.
oil is gonna make that thing any different than what it is, right? It's like that beard wears oil. It tells it what to do. That oil doesn't
Right.
wear that beard.
Love that. Love that. And then Jason said, could you mix it with an unscented oil to thin it down almost as a hybrid? Yes,
Sure.
100%. Yeah, nothing wrong
Absolutely.
with that.
Yeah.
And Walter wants to know, can you use it with a butter? Yes. Walter,
Sure.
same deal. Let it absorb in for 3 to 5 minutes before applying a butter so it can do its job. And then after that, yeah, go crazy, man. Absolutely, you can.
Oh yeah.
Yep. No doubt about it at all. And so, yeah, great feedback, you guys. Yeah. And here's another good question too. Oh, and then I had one from Erica. I'll hit that one in a second here. I lost that one.
And Judd.
Yep. Is it one of those that you start using and you can't stop or you'll lose the hair in a way? So what he's kind of talking about is like a minoxidil type thing. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people that will experience something like minoxidil, then they stop and it goes away. This is not one of those cases. If you wake up the dormant hair follicle, it's just starting that hair cycle of the life cycle of the hair. And so that can be something that's likely going to stay. It's not like you got to keep using it.
Oh yeah. And I mean, and absolutely, the guys that are saying there's no reason you can't use it as a beard oil.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you totally can. The only reason I caution people is because of the color. So if you have like a white beard and a light
Yep.
colored beard, you might not want to, right? Because it will stain your white beard when you first put it in. It washes right out. It doesn't
Yeah.
cause me. It's not like henna. It's not going to cause permanent staining.
Right.
But if you like thicker oil and the color is not an issue for you because of the color of your beard, I mean, 1000%, dude. I mean, it smells fantastic and there's nothing wrong with using this as a all day oil at all.
Yes, absolutely. And Erica wants to know, can it be used on head hair? Erica, a lot of the studies, a lot of the experiences over the last several hundred years are from women on these ingredients with their eyebrows and with their scalp, especially where they part their hair and especially where they have problem areas. Yes, 100%. You can use this on other areas, especially if you have head hair and you're not battling male pattern baldness like men are. You have a much better likelihood of it working. Now, I will say, if Nick just lathers that on his bald head every night, it's probably not going to do anything. So that's not what this is advertised for. You can, bearded gamer, but it's if you're battling DHT and you have a big strong beard, the chances of trying to battle losing head hair, it's just not likely. Just not likely.
It's a futile fight
Yeah, right. It really, really, really is. So,
on the battleground of hormones.
yep. And then Judd said, be careful around the nose, top, and inside.
Oh yeah, I would definitely. I'm not sure what top and inside you're talking about there, Judd, but I'd be careful about any top and any inside with the rosemary and the peppermint.
All right, moving on now. No, it's giveaway time. Just kidding. No, yeah, I don't know. The nose maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I would. I actually do, Judd. I get a little sensitive to anything, like right at the bottom of my nose, like right on the underneath side of my nostrils. So like tea tree oil, rosemary, peppermint, any of that kind of stuff. Hell, even toothpaste if it got right there because it splashed up my toothbrush or something. It makes me like red and irritated. So I get what you're saying there.
And if you guys are just coming in and getting to know Nick for the first time, he started this company back in 2015, correct?
Yeah.
2015, because he has very sensitive skin. He is a sensitive human, round and round, sensitive human.
Delicate little flower.
Essentially, he loved so many beard oils and the scents and all the creations that companies were doing, but they just simply left his skin irritated. His skin would get red, it would break out, and he had to find a better way. And he found what was better for him. And then other people around him started to love it. And that's what launched this company. And so if you're anybody that has a skin condition or you have sensitive skin, this company was literally created based on that concept. And there's just no better way to kind of have that endorsement. So just something to keep in mind.
That's 1,000%, man. And it's cool. The more and more people we meet too, the more and more people we figure out, I'm not alone with that issue, because it's
right.
People will say like, oh, I use this and this and this. I still get some of this sometimes. And then I'll say, try this and that. And they come back and they're like, wow, okay. So I definitely had the same problem you did because I don't have any bumps. I don't have any flakes. I don't have any redness anymore. And, it solves the problems.
Yep. And Bearded Gamer, he answered earlier and said IPA, which is the same as mine. So IPA are both of our favorites, and we hadn't even discussed that before. So
no. Yep. Every time I have to narrow it down, that's where I land because it was our first, and it's still my favorite.
Aw, that's sweet.
It is. So sweet. It is my little baby.
I'm going to hold back on the jokes and I'm going to move right into the giveaway here. And then I don't know if you're picking up what I'm putting down, but hey, we're moving on. We're moving on, guys. We have a giveaway, and Nick has both of them in his hand right now. We are going to be giving away the growth stim oil that we just talked about and the key lime pie oil. Nick, let's see those beauties there. One of you is
probably too bright. Let's see.
Here's a little tip. Tip it back towards yourself a little bit. Oh, there we go, baby. There we go, baby. Yes. Little tricks of the trade for you. So,
boom. Yeah, it's got to block that key light.
Exactly. And so we're going to give both these away, you guys. There is a link in the chat. No purchase necessary. Most of you know the deal on these types of giveaways here. Just put your name, put your email, and we'll draw it. If you're name shows up on the screen, drop a comment to show that you're here. And Jill, who is super lightning fast on this stuff, will be reaching out to you and contact you. And then we'll have another giveaway in about 15 minutes. One thing to know, you guys, with these live streams, very different than mine. They do have a set time. They're 1 hour long. And mine went way too. Last night, we got on a tangent of looking at a shark tracker. We got on a tangent of elderly drivers. And we got on a tangent, thanks to Leo, really driving the conversation about how to eat sunflower seeds. I was on time last night, Nick. I was doing so well. And then all of a
what
sudden
were you?
it was midnight. We got done over after midnight last night, and it started at the same time as this show. So we do have an hour limit on this one, you guys. But yeah, shark tracker and sunflower seed. It was something, man. Yeah, it was something.
Let's see. Oh, by spelling it there, G squared. I can't remember if I asked this before, but since you're sensitive to fragrance oils, is that only with the skin contact, or does it affect you by smelling it? So it can trigger like I get like, if I go into Yankee Candle, there's a good chance I'm gonna need like a rescue inhaler sometimes. Like the scents do get me like in an asthmatic kind of way, which I used to have asthma a long time ago, and it only gets triggered once in a while, but that could do it sometimes. But mostly it's just skin contact. But it's like I'm like that with everything though. If I'm decorating a Christmas tree, I got hives for like an hour afterwards. Like if my dog rubs up against my arm, I get red bumps. Like I'm allergic to everything.
There you go. And Leo, thank you. He said he made up for the napping through the shark tracker and elderly drivers discussion. Thanks, Leo. All right. We do have a potential winner here, you guys. Again, if you see your name on the screen, just drop a comment, simply just to show that you are here. This was not a giveaway to try and bring people in or anything. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. This channel will likely do that in the future. But it was just to say thank you guys for hanging out and being here. And we do have hovering around 50 people, man. So if you have not, make sure you subscribe and hit that thumbs up on the stream. So let's go ahead and see who our first potential winner is. Dun, dun, dun. Do we have Ruben Garza?
Oh, yeah. I know we got a Ruben. I see him right there.
Different Ruben.
No, different Ruben.
Different Ruben. I'm not talking sandwiches either here, but we have we have a different.
We got multiple Rubens.
Yep. So not Ruben K, who is just a staple of the stream. Let's see if Ruben Garza is in the building. And Tim wants to give you a shout out here and says it's been a couple of weeks, been working on some remodeling.
Oh, fun with the house stuff.
Yep.
Hey, that's good. Keep busy, Tim. Devil's idle hands. Devil's playground.
All right, and we're going to give Ruben Garza just a little bit of time here to comment. If he doesn't, we got to move on. We got to draw somebody else. When I do, here's a little trickery, you guys. If you type the @ symbol and then you start typing somebody's name, as long as you know the screen name, it'll pop up. Like, so if I start typing Ruben, you'll see, oh, Ruben K. There's not another Ruben. Sorry. So yes. If
so one Ruben is roll, or do we just give it to Ruben K?
No subs. Look at you enablers. No subs here. That's not fair. We love Ruben K, but we gotta keep it true. All right, we're gonna give a little countdown to Ruben Garza. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's gone. Oh man, this isn't even a long stream. How do you leave this one? My goodness.
Comes and goes.
Oh yeah. All right, let me go ahead and redraw this winner here to see if we got somebody else for the win.
Reroll.
Yes, re-roll on this one. That just means somebody else has a chance to be able to win. This human is in here. I just saw them comment momentarily a second ago. So let's see if they are still here. Do we have in the building? Dun, dun, dun. Michael Q.
Oh, yeah. I know Mike Q's here.
Yes, he is. Oh, Ruben did come in after the buzzer. He did come in after the buzzer. So Jill says he's here, but on our end, we gotta follow the time. It was not on time, unfortunately. Yeah, he did show up late. Oh man,
Ruben G.
Yeah, it was close, but we
need like the sound effects. Jill, I know you're listening, we need the sound effects from Trivia Pit on Liquid Metal from XM Radio. We need like the oh no, oh Ruben, no.
Jill will know exactly the reference.
Oh, I'm sure. So there's got to be people in here who know Jose Mangan's Trivia Pit on Liquid Metal. Let's hear it for fellow XM Radio metalheads here.
Oh, I would bet G squared will know it. Yeah, that would be my assumption on that one.
Well, all right, that's Mike Q. Not taking the win away from Mike.
Fun fact about Mike Q, other than being a friend of mine, I think that's a fun fact, is he was the first person to purchase not only a beard product organizer from Dr. Nick's, but a custom made beard product organizer from Dr. Nick's.
He did. He's got like original OG original edition, but made it was the first piece of wood we ever cut one out of, and from the first chunk we used for him. And yeah, decided to go for full custom one right out of the gate.
Yep. And it was really cool. And Nick makes these in-house himself, you guys. And Diablo, it was really cool, man. We're gonna have to do like a kind of like an all, now that we're gonna have some new people, I think, that'll be joining these streams and watching replays, just kind of like a recap stream, because we got to move on to the next product page here. But I would love to talk about the meetup again. I would love to talk about a few different things. Well, I'll write that down on the ideas agenda. Just a full doctor's orders recap.
Yeah. Talk about all the, like, we could even
Yes.
make a list, and we set ourselves a time limit where we could have a list of all of them and have like 2 minutes to talk about each one or something.
Like lightning round, that would be really fun.
That would
Really,
be
really
super
fun.
cool.
So the other new products, you guys, are kind of new. These are seasonal scents, and they are Christmas scents. They are winter scents, but it is Christmas in July. These are going to be around until the end of July. And the two scents here are peppermint bark, which is all essential oils, all natural, you guys. And this is peppermint, chocolate, and vanilla. And there is Yule Tree, which is a top 3 scent for me from this company. And it says balsam, ornament, lights. Essentially, it's a mixture of different pine scents with a little touch of juniper berry in there to bring a little bit of sweetness and to bring it all together. It literally smells like you are walking into a Christmas tree lot, a Christmas tree farm, and you're trying to pick out the best Christmas tree possible. Ruben G is a great dude. Yeah, been a long time buddy on the channel. Says no worries, congrats, man. That's super cool, Ruben. Thanks, man, for being here and supporting. But it does smell like a Christmas tree farm. It's unbelievable. And then peppermint bark. It does not have any fake smelling chocolate. That's my biggest thing that I worry about. Peppermint, we know it's amazing. Vanilla, we know that's amazing. Chocolate can go in a lot of different routes. It smells like cocoa beans. It smells like cacao. It's natural. It's smooth. It's wonderful. Now, if Yule Tree and peppermint bark are battling, Yule Tree destroys it hand-to-hand combat style for me, but they're both very, very good. So if you have tried either of these scents, in the chat, drop a comment. Nick, what's your take? What's your thoughts? What do the people need to know?
So, I mean, Yule Tree would definitely win in like a bare knuckle boxing match.
Yep.
But then again, it would only win if it got physical. Because I think what would happen is peppermint bark would just sort of smooth talk its way out of it. And then it would sort of just rub Yule Tree's back and say that it's going to be okay. You know,
Physical.
it is.
Physical.
No need for this kind of violence. Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, that's it. And this one wakes you up. This one is relaxing in my mind too. It is two very different polar opposite scents for me. Like I love this one in the morning.
Were you doing a back rub motion?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I just wanted to make sure it was like it's an okay, like
It's
one
okay.
oil rubbing the back of another. Okay, I just had to get that visual to make sure I was right.
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
get your head out of the gutter.
no, I was literally, I'm like, okay, was it an oil?
Platonic back rub?
Yeah. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. All right. What else you got?
One's like, so it's zesty and it's good, and it's Yule Tree in my mind is definitely one of those scents that if you look at the essential oil profiles, they're all in the spectrum of scents that with the terpenes that are in them, they're invigorating. They wake you up. And so, and it's 5 Christmas trees shoved into a bottle with a little bit of juniper berries to sweeten them up. It's fantastic. It's a lot of people's favorite scent. There's people who order multiple bottles of this at once when it comes out to risk it not going out of stock, and they store it in their refrigerators and like all sorts of things to keep it doing its thing. And I love it, and I'm definitely glad it's back. And this peppermint bark, I always said, like, I don't know how this will do in the summer. And I burned through a whole bottle of it in July. So I guess I don't really know what that says about my prediction of peppermint bark not being that great of a summertime smell, because I've been using it a lot.
And peppermint bark again, guys, I was just sharing my feedback and I don't temper anything at all. The feedback for peppermint bark, Devin says peppermint bark for life. Diablo says it sounds so good. So good. Brandon enjoys Yule Tree, but hasn't tried peppermint bark yet. And then we have, what else we got here? Dan B says Yule Tree fresh real tree scent #1, peppermint bark #2, could also be a nighttime one. Yeah. Ruben
It's great
says
for nighttime.
he loves both, but peppermint bark hands down. Mike Q says love
Wow.
them both to the point where he has a backup of Yule Tree at all times.
Wow.
And peppermint bark is a banger, not overpowering in any way.
Dude, it's so cool to hear that feedback. Joel really did absolutely nail it with this thing. I mean, there's just nothing fake, overpowering, or just off-putting about it at all. Like, there's really not much to like unless you just really don't like the smell of peppermint, I guess.
Yep. And Caden, yes, these scents will be back in either late fall, early winter. They're going to be back for a seasonal time, no doubt about it. So if now is not a good time for you guys, they will be back. It's not like it's gone forever. They will be back again.
Oh yeah, as soon I won't say we'll have it back as soon as Target has Christmas stuff on shelves because we're not doing it in September. But it'll definitely be in fall. We can't beat Home Depot and their blow up inflatable snowmen because those are definitely going to be out before Halloween. But we'll do our best.
There we go. Now, Nick, what do you think about doing another giveaway that's a bundle of these 2 oils?
Let's do it. Again, they're on the screen.
Now, that makes sense, and it's in the hand, too. Now, before we do that, I got a challenge for you guys. Nick is amazing at so many things. Rapid fire answers, maybe not so much a strong suit. Maybe that's why we do a live stream. So,
maybe
rapid fire, short answers here. Any thoughts of adding a reward program to your website?
Yes.
Boom. Love it. Any solid beard wash bars in the works? So essentially a dehydrated beard wash.
Beard wash bars. Not in the works, is in the brain, both for body and beard.
Ooh. And when we're talking solid beard wash bars, this is not soap. This is a dehydrated beard wash. I actually use one every other day of my life on my head hair and my beard.
So that's what I want to do with the body wash too, by the way. I don't want to do bar soap. I want to do a solid body wash.
Oh, yes. I've never seen that. Yes, please.
Yep.
Yes, please.
On it.
Oh man. All right, Nick. Dr. Nick? I apologize. What makes the conditioner so thick when and he is, by the way, guys, a doctor of time and space. He's certified. He can officiate weddings. So it's for real. So what makes the conditioner so thick when applying it? It really coats the beard. I have another brand that's a little bit liquidy and ran through the beard, and it doesn't stick like yours. And I believe this is coming from a positive tone.
Yep. So for me, what does that is 2 things. It's the softener, which is the panthenol. That really helps. There's castor seed oil in the saponification process in this one. So that adds a lot of natural thickness to it anyway.
You took my 7-star word I'm about to use in a minute here. So thanks for stealing the show, Mr.
Oh, what? How it just kind of like rolls off the end of my tongue like that so effortlessly?
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Thanks for stealing my shit. Continue. I'm serious. I had it loaded. There's a comment and I was getting ready to say the impressive saponification and you just took it and did it better.
God. And then I tripped you all up too. So you were thinking about it when you did it. I got all in your head on that one.
Yep. All right, continue. But yes,
I'd say, that was about it. It's the vegetable glycerin, the castor seed oil, and the panthenol. It's the right content of those that gives you that coating thickness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what he said, you guys, apparently. Yeah. All right, G Squared wants to know, would a tobacco all-natural scent be possible? Are we talking about an absolute? Are we talking about an extract? Are we talking about an essential oil? What do we have for options on tobacco real quick?
So most of them are absolutes, which I'm not totally adverse to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
They're
fine. Yeah, it's all about the extraction. There's nothing wrong with absolutes.
There really isn't. And you can get them all natural. You can get the good extraction. So I love the tobacco idea. And we have played with a couple of things with the tobacco fragrance. Oddly enough, the natural tobacco scents smell nothing like what you'd think tobacco smells like because they smell nothing like a tobacco fragrance oil.
Right.
It's kind of like
It's
the
real.
one. What's the one that we did with the X's and O's? Why am I drawing a blank?
Oud.
Oud. Oud fragrance oil smells nothing like the oud essential oil, right? They make oud fragrance oil out of like oud essence, but this is the
Right.
oud essence, so it's very different. So
Hmm.
it's kind of off-putting. It's tough to temper. We
And
haven't figured it out yet.
in the essential oil, oud smells disgusting. It's horrible. But
You
if
got
you
to temper it with other stuff, or else it is weird. It is a weird smell.
and same with tobacco absolutes.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yep.
same thing.
And G squared, yes, absolutes is a type of a type of a scent that you can create. It's an extraction process for creating scents, creating
Yeah,
fragrances.
it uses alcohol.
Yep.
It's an alcohol extraction process. It's always going to be a solvent based extraction process, and it's usually a solvent based distillation extraction process,
Yep.
which is even stranger. Which is why there's lots of places for people to slip things in there. So you got to get a really good one, you know.
And that's everything, man. Finding the sourcing, knowing what goes into it, and this company's huge on that. I could go on forever. We'll do that another time, guys. And isn't that just soap? No, Mike, not. It's not. If you don't have lye, if you don't have the saponification process, it's not soap. To give you an example, if you do a body soap, it's going to have a pH of 9 to 10. If you do a body wash that's not a soap, you're going to have a much lower pH in the 6 to 7 range generally. Sometimes 5.5, but that's pushing it. But in that 6 to 7 range, you're going to look at a lot of times the non-soap version. So yeah, great question, but no. And then on the flip side, pine tar would be a very high pH, and that is a soap. Nick, any thoughts or goals of having a pine tar soap down the road?
So it would have to be a bar soap, and I'm you know,
Correct. Yep.
and the big difference, right, is
Or there's something in the
there is
background
something
in
there.
a different
I
form.
just
Yeah.
yeah, because you use potassium hydroxide in the liquid soaps, right? Which is a
Yep.
different kind of it's kind of like lye, but not. Whereas the
Right.
sodium hydroxide, like straight lye, that's what you're gonna get a hard soap with, right? Like
Yep.
Dan's saying. And it's just, I think all of our stuff is gonna be potassium hydroxide processed. We're not a hot process soap facility. So when we do, whether we're blending soaps or whether we're adding to them, whether we're super fatting them or making them from scratch, which is in our future, right? Is going to be probably cold processed soap, which is always it's gonna be tough to do something like a pine tar, but
Right.
I'm very open to the scent profile of pine tar for sure.
And
Just using it in a liquid soap will be tough.
another soap that is very similar to pine tar, but it does not come in a liquid form and it does not come in a bar form.
Hmm.
That is your riddle for the day, you guys out there. What is a soap that is similar to pine tar soap, but it's not liquid and it's not bar? Nick, you have
Ooh,
had some in your hand before, if you know what
I
I'm talking
know, I
about.
know.
Okay, good. Don't say it yet.
I won't.
That's one of those trade secrets that I've never seen on the market, but it's something that this company might be working on coming out with, and I think could be a game changer.
Oh, it's going to be a really cool one. And I know
Yeah.
we're coming out with that, but it's
Yep.
definitely going to be a surprise.
Oh yeah. And Jose, yes, they are working on
Yeah.
butters with possible scents in the future,
Yep.
literally based on feedback from you guys.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
It's coming.
Yep, as simple as that. Just feedback based on you guys.
Yep.
And
Can't
okay,
say when yet, but it's coming.
man, we are over time here, but that's okay, you guys. We love you. We appreciate this. There's so many amazing people in here right now. We're going to draw this last giveaway. If you could, put your thumbs up on the stream to show that you like it. And Ruben, no, it's not liquid, it's not bar, it's not a powder. So it's something unique, and it's very similar to the properties of pine tar. But we'll get into that on another stream. There's just so much good that we got to fit into into this time. I love it, man. And if you guys are like, wow, we're already over an hour, that's absurd. We're here every single Tuesday, normally at 1 p.m. Eastern. If it's not, we will let you guys know ahead of time. But we have not missed in almost a year, you guys. We're coming up on almost a year here.
Oh
And the
yeah.
amount of change and growth and just amazingness of this company in that year time frame is absolutely absurd, especially if you think about like the journey and the growth of this company from
Oh yeah.
2015 and hitting a lull and then just full commitment from Jill and Nick. Just unbelievable. All in. Let's hit that throttle. Let's put the gas down to the floor. Amazing, man. Absolutely
Mm.
amazing.
Thanks to you guys, man.
Yeah. All right. This is super cool. All right. So we have a potential winner. I believe they are going to place their first order. And so this would be something that would be just added on top of that order, which is really, really cool. As long as they're still here. If they're not, then unfortunately, guys, stick to the rules. It will go. But do we have in the chat here? Do we have in the chat? Dun, dun, dun. Walter Smith. Walter, are you still here? He he actually said he was going to place his first order tonight. How cool would that? Hey, he's here.
That would be
Literally
amazing. Oh, that's
random
awesome.
random draw. He's going to buy from this company, and he gets things thrown in for free. Walter, you're going to get both of these seasonal scents here. And Walter, you know, I love these, but I did recommend IPA. If you're going to make a purchase, Walter, go IPA, go face wash, whatever else you want to add on there. You're going to get these oils added in there just straight up that's a $40 giveaway just thrown in for free, man.
Dude, that's awesome. And hey, thanks for saving us on the shipping too. That's pretty sweet, right?
Right.
Look at that.
Right.
A giveaway and an order in one. Boom.
That's so cool. He said, I did get IPA. Oh, so I think he already made an order. How cool is that?
Oh, sweet. Well, we will add that bad boy in there for you, my friend.
And this is his fiance Erica here, which is really cool to be able to say. And they'll be getting married soon. And
congrats, guys.
To give and I never ever do this, but just because it is Erica and it is Walter, and I love this community of people. I have a show on Wednesday night that most of you know about called Beard Advice Live, 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on Dancy Beard's YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Erica works for an amazing silk company. They make silk pillowcases. They make silk everything.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, hair scrunchies, all sorts of just wonderful, amazing things. We're going to be doing 3 huge silk giveaways on Beard Advice Live tomorrow.
Oh, man, that's freaking sweet.
Yeah. So
congrats, guys. Right on.
If you guys are interested in treating your beard and your skin correctly at night, tune into Beard Advice Live tomorrow, courtesy 100% of Erica and the Silk Company that she works for and has a really, really awesome management position in this company and is growing and really doing some awesome things. I'm very proud of Erica and what she's been able to do there. So tune in tomorrow, guys, if you want to win some silk giveaways. It's going to be really cool. And she says, yes, come join.
Right on.
Beautiful.
Good stuff, man.
All right, Nick, we are over time here, but this was fun. We had a feeling it would be a pretty good stream, switching it up, changing the time, making a little bit of an adjustment. It's not something that's possible every week for us, but who knows? Maybe we'll throw in some more 9 p.m.s from time to time when the situations arise, and we'll keep you guys posted. For me, if you guys have not, please hit that thumbs up on the way out. Consider going back and looking through the list of videos, whether it's uploads from Nick or myself, or if it's live streams, and just see if a topic tickles your fancy and you're like, wow, that sounds interesting. Give it a watch. If you like this, if you like the banter, if you liked getting to know Nick, I think you will really enjoy that. We have streams that have the other co-owner, Nick's wife, Jill, on. We have had a barber who's going to be back very soon who was on. We've had all sorts of things. There's a mobile tour of the facility that's unbelievable. Go do yourself a favor. Go dive into this channel. Check out that content. And I know you guys will enjoy that time that you spent. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Hope to see you in the future. And I'm going to kick it to Nick to end this party.
Oh, man. Congrats, guys. Congrats, Mike. Congrats, Walter. That's awesome. First order to get some extra free stuff in there. And so if I know Jill, she's going to figure out whatever else you may have left out of that order that she thinks you need to try. And who knows, maybe you'll find some samples and stuff in there too, just to say welcome to the family and thanks. Mm-hmm. So, but man, thanks for staying over with us, guys. Thanks for staying late. Thanks for coming in late. Thanks for coming in on a schedule change. We appreciate it. And let us know what you think. And we'll check you out next week, 1 o'clock on Tuesday.
All right, guys. Thank you. Don't forget